Hello, my name is Price Van Ray. I'm a divorced single dad raising 5 kids, and welcome to my show. That's right. So I'm here with being the forever dad, and I like to talk about things in life, things about family, things that's going on. And, with me, what's been going on is I've been on a health kick. I don't mean like a diet kick or anything like that. I'm exercising. I finally can walk 4 times around the track, and that equals 2 miles, which, hey, is good for me because I weigh like 360. I lost 25 pounds, and I've done this in about a month of just a walking. Now, as far as curbing my appetite, no. I always say, listen, if I can't exercise, then why diet? And if I can't diet, why exercise? I mean, so some people do it all at once. I don't know how they could do it because I would get so so discouraged. I mean, how, when I exercise, I'm saying to myself, well, let me get this down first. I want to make sure I can actually exercise. I can do the work, and then I will diet. See what's going on. So for me, that's what I'm doing. So, and it's okay. It's okay. I mean, I know you can't get in shape overnight. I know it's a process, but it's just the way it is. I keep telling my kids, guys, I'll show my kids my belly. I'll say, guys, do you want a big gut like this when you get my age? No, you shouldn't. So if I were you, I would exercise and get to it. So that being said, when I'm at the track, I usually do a lot of talking. So I make a few videos too, and I'm going to be putting together a little site to help encourage people if they too want to exercise. They can walk with me. I mean, if everything's recorded, you can watch this everywhere else, which is cool. So all that being said, I'm going to tell you right now, what I usually do is when I'm walking, I'm usually talking things out, talking about life to myself or to the camera or to people who are going to be listening in the future videos as I'm exercising. I always tell my kids, guys, if you have a love in life, a love to do something, you should definitely do it. Don't let anybody stop you, because there will be people in life who will look down upon you and try to stop you. And that's too bad because life is so short. You can only do so much in a lifetime. I tell my kids, guys, if possible, if it is at all possible, try to leave your mark in life, which is cool. I mean, if you could say, I've done this and it's impacted somebody's life, what just popped in my head was like, even if you're a doctor, a nurse, a police officer, or somebody serving in the military, if you can impact somebody's life positively, then that's great. But don't let people discourage you. Don't let the haters win, because there will be a lot of haters out there who won't believe in what you do. So a lot of people know I do children's books. I have been doing children's books, for over 25 years. And I remember when I first started, I didn't always want to write books. I had no idea that I had the ability to even write stories or stuff like that. I was always an artist. I always liked to draw. And my dream was to draw at Disney and work at Disney. And I actually did my internship at Disney University in studio production. And it was there I was awarded the doctorate. They don't call it doctorate; they call it doctorate. It's a little thing they have for the college program, which is really cool. Now, I'm going to tell everybody, if you are young and you are in college, be honest with you, I would probably take advantage of that because that really was an exciting time in my life. I had a great time. I was never a really big partier, although there are parties like every night, and you make some great friends. But it isn't wild, It's sensible. It's people with some class, Everybody knows you have to get up in the morning, so it's really fun. You're in an environment in a little place with a lot of people your age, in your age bracket. You're having fun, and these are great memories. And I'm going to tell you right now, nowadays, if I had to have the technology I had now, like the camera equipment, back then I had film. So you had to be very careful when I had to be careful when I took pictures because film costs money. But now you can take like a million pictures on your phone, and I still say how amazing the iPhone is because you can get really great quality. And I say if not equal to, not better than professional cameras. And I'm going to tell you, I am a professional photographer as well, and I really like the iPhone so much. It seems like I can do so much with it, and now I'm making all my videos with it because I said it's so simple. It's just simple, anyways. If you have, Apple don't pay me. They, I don't get endorsed or anything, but I'm just saying, if you guys, I really can understand why people like the iPhone. It's an amazing product. It really is, as far as the camera, as far as the way it's set up. Anyways, enough plugging up with the iPhone Apple products. I could go on and on. I want to just talk about how if you have a goal or a dream or you want to do something in life, do it. And if you have kids, tell your kids to do it. Support your kids. Tell your kids, hey guys, you can do anything. But also tell your kids, despite how you wish life could be, and you could say, hey, life is going to be perfect and everybody's going to support you. The reality is there will be some who don't support you, who are very jealous of what you do. I actually know this guy. Not friends, but know him. And he was talking about how somebody was making a fitness video, and he was upset. I couldn't believe he was upset because somebody made a fitness video and they posted it, and he's getting a lot of views, and he can't understand why. And this just really upset him. It triggered him. I don't know. There might be something wrong there, but but it triggered him. And what really shocked me was then he said, I just want to beat him up and punch him in his face. Who says stuff like that? Who says stuff like that? It's insane. What kind of person says that? But this guy did. This guy, it shocked me. I didn't think people actually talk like that, because the people I hang around with, we don't talk like that. We don't talk about people behind their backs like that. We don't backstab. I mean, there's a lot of things I don't do that this person obviously feels comfortable doing, and people who hang out with him do too, because he has like this little entourage, which is sort of funny to watch, because all you got to do is throw some information out there and they'll run with it. But they'll talk about it and talk about it as if it's the golden, like they had nothing else to talk about. All the things to talk about, but yeah, there's always going to be people who are haters and who get a little jealous. And it's too bad because, there's no reason why he couldn't make a video like that, because this guy, to me, he seems very smart. He seems very capable, definitely capable. And I could totally see him. I could honestly see this guy doing a podcast or a fitness videos, because, he's built pretty good like that. And I could just see him doing that. So, I don't really talk to the guy, but I'm giving him a shout out because, I think he has traits that are really marketable, and I would definitely support him if he did videos and stuff like that, because I think that would be his niche. So you have kids, you find out what their niche is, and you say, hey, if you like to make videos, if you like to, you wanna be a doctor, you wanna be a lawyer, police officer. Now my son, he works security, and he had always wanted to be a police officer. And I told him, I said, hey, I'm going to be honest with you, honey. Now's not a good time to be a cop. They don't really get respected. They get so much disrespect. That's a thankless job, and it's a very tough job, and they don't get appreciated, and it sucks because there are so many great cops out there, so many people who are good people who really want to protect and serve. And, of course, you get a few bad apples, and those knuckleheads always get caught on film. I don't know why. But I said, I really care for your safety as well, because you see a lot of videos. and and I tried to steer him towards the FBI. But he doesn't really want to go to the FBI. We were talking, and like a year later, he said, I'm not interested in the FBI. It might be because of what's going on now with the FBI. It's sort of discombobulated, let me say, politically. They almost have like a political kind of agenda at the top, although the people at the bottom, they want to do great jobs. But such is life, right? So my son, he figures he can be a security guard for 2 years, and then he can go to the academy. Which I said, okay, I support that. I think you should, if that's your dream, if that's what you want to do, I support it. And above all, I say I love you. So, you always have to support your kid in their dreams. I remember my oldest daughter. She wanted to be a famous YouTuber. So I let her use my camera equipment and told her, you have to make some videos if you're going to stay home. And she did. And she ended up making some really good videos. She usually posts them, then she takes them down, then she posts them again, but she changes her name. I don't know. That's what the kids do today. I don't know why, because I can't keep up with it. But then again, I'm not a kid, so I don't really know the ins and outs of what they're doing or how they do it or what, the point of all this stuff. But she's very talented. And what I like about her, this is my oldest daughter, is she's dedicated. She knows her stuff. And she works on her stuff from morning, noon to night. I think right now she's like editing stuff. But this is my daughter who just had a baby. So she came back home because she when you have a baby, you need support. And she didn't feel there was a lot of support over in California, even though she never looked up all my cousins. I have a lot of cousins and aunts and uncles over there, but I guess she didn't have time. And it's the youth of today, the kids. I can honestly say I think when I was younger, I wasn't really into family values and all that stuff. Trying to hook up with the family and find them. But you get older, you do appreciate family more, and hopefully your family appreciates you, right? So when it comes to your kids' ambitions and your dreams, you really have to support them. And they, as a parent, you should know that they really need you in their corner. Because at the end of the day, it's just going to be you and your child and their dreams. And, I don't know, I'm a divorced single dad. And, my ex-wife's around too. My boys live with her for now. My 3 girls were living with me. Now I have 2 of them with me. My second one's off doing her own thing, which is cool. And so you sort of have to be on the same page, I would say, as far as giving advice and giving support. I mean, you don't want to have 2 parents on different pages. But if you're a single parent, single mom, or a single dad, raising the kids by yourself, which a lot of people do, you have to remember that your kids are looking up to you, that your kids see you as that beacon of light, and they need you. They look towards you. You are their hero, their pillar. So you don't want to discourage them in any way. You don't want to say, you can't do that. You can't do this. You really need to say, I believe you can do it. But I would probably say, don't push your kids, guide them. Like I have cats, and I know when I want my cats to do something, and they'll be walking with me, and I don't want them to go upstairs. I'll give them a nudge so they can go in the right direction, but they're gonna have to decide if they want to walk in that path. So that's a lot like kids. You don't want to say, do this or do that. I remember when I first got out of high school, I wanted to do animation and art, and my mom wanted me to do computers, and it was like computer programming. I had no interest in that, none at all. I didn't like computers. Now we're talking what, like, I don't know, 35 years ago. Wow, I almost want to say 40. That's something, huh? 40, 50, yeah, almost close to 40 years ago. And so she wanted me to go into computers. I didn't know anything about it. This was like the birth of computers. It wasn't like computers weren't like they were today. This is programming. You had to learn Pascal, COBOL, all these things. I just did not have the mind or the brain for that kind of technological stuff. I just couldn't do it. Had no interest in it, and I went to the community college, and I ended up failing out. But I ended up going back, and got B's at night because my mom said you're either going to get a job or go to school. So I wasn't going to get a job, so I had to make myself go to school, and I learned the basics, I guess. So then I graduated in telecommunications, which is pretty cool. Now here's the kicker. You never know where your life is going to lead. But my mom, after that, she did support me. She said, "Okay, do what you want to do, but remember you got to make a living." So I ended up doing art. So everybody knows I do children's books now. I do art and graphics, digital art, and it's working out pretty good. That's my little side gig. I've been doing that for over 25 years, which is cool. And when I started, I had no idea I would ever write books or illustrate children's books. But I did know when I was in college, later on at UMass, I found out I had a little knack for writing stories, short stories like children's books. And I said, I'm going to save this story, and one day I might make it into a book. So I do have a lot of stories that I have to create. Now that I got digital art down, I can start doing everything with digital art. So, my parents always pretty much supported me, and which is cool because you always want to have that support. And you being a parent, gotta give your kids support. You gotta let them know they're number one. They are your priority. You will always be there for them. And like when a kid is small, they ride a bike and they fall off. What do? You don't leave them there. You don't let them bleed out to death. Are you nuts? No, you pick your kid up and you say, everything will be all right. That's that. I mean, reassure your kid. Tell them you love them. Kids do need that. So, when you have kids, and if your kids are big, you're always going to be a parent. I mean, you're going to be a parent, not till they're 18, their whole life. I'll give you an example. Quick example. I was married, had 5 kids, got divorced, lost my house, became homeless. And where did I go? Back to my mom and dad. And thank God they had a huge house where I could just move right in. The second floor was occupied at the time, but my mom had told them that I was coming. And they had over a year or two to prepare because my marriage was falling apart. And I told my mom, I say, hey, I would be losing the house. So I ended up coming back home, and it's been great. Things always work out. I came back. I was able to take care of my parents. My mom's still alive, but my dad, he had Parkinson's. So I took care of him, which was great. I got to bond with him in his last few days of life. Last year or two of life. And I got some good memories. And that's what life is about, memories. You want to make some great memories. You want to make sure they're positive memories to you. and you really want to think about family, because family is very important. Some people, I don't know, for some reason they think nowadays family is not that important, but take it from me, my friends, family is very important, and I love having a family because, family's always going to be there. Now, what's cool about family is I have family on my mom's side, and they're all locally here in the area, and I have some all a little over the U.S., and on my dad's side, I have family. I'd probably say closer to my dad's side of the family, even though they're not here, they're in California and down south. I always talk to them. So I see them more than my family here, than my cousins here. So, yeah, I'm on my dad's side. They're pretty cool, and I'm hoping one day I can get out there and hang out with them and chill. But thank God for technology, technology and FaceTiming, because I don't know what we do without that. I remember when I was younger, a long distance phone call, you had to pay by the minute. But now you can just do it through the internet, and you're good to go. It's simple, it's quick, it's easy, and it's satisfying. So I'm going to tell you, so yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I definitely wanted to talk to everybody about, supporting your child, supporting your child and their goals, because there are going to be, the kids have to understand, you're going to be in their corner, and there will be other people who will knock you down. And, that is sort of trashy. It is sort of, there is no class there. I would definitely tell you that, You want to make sure your kids know you're always going to be there. Your kids know that you will support them. And kids feel good like that, because it is really sad. There are evil people out there who, if you want to do something good in your life, they'll give you a million examples why you can't. And don't let them tear you down, because for you and your kids, tell your kids you're worth more than that. You're definitely worth more than that. You don't need somebody doing that to you. That's sick, and it's disgusting when people do that. And it's sad, because that's how they probably view their life, as something that is probably a failure, something that they can never do, when everybody can have the ability to do a lot of things. Now, let's say podcasting. I do podcasting. Can a lot of people get the equipment? Probably not. But, there's other things in podcasting too. Because I see a lot of these kids with their phones, and they make some awesome little quick videos for like Instagram and TikTok, whatever it is. And it's amazing. So, I guess you got to find your niche. You got to find out what you like, what works for you, and then you do it. So, that being said, all my friends, I want to thank you for listening. It's been great. Don't forget to be nice and talk nice to everyone you see. It's free. You don't got to be nasty. You really don't. And remember this one last bit of advice. Tomorrow is never promised, so don't go to bed angry at your child or anyone you love. And before you go to bed tonight, hug your child and tell them, I will love you forever, Dad. All right. I'll see you next time. Thanks for joining me. Peace, everybody.